Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast. I'm so excited because today, Harper, my best friend, who I always talk about, is finally on my podcast. Say hi.
Hi.
And we live together now, and it's great. So now we can just do this whenever we want, except we've been really tired lately. So we keep accidentally going to bed. I'm not kidding, at like 8:30. So we haven't been filming podcasts because we have just been sleeping.
You live a simple life.
Yeah, we really do. And now we're working together. We really are just trying to live virtually the exact same reality. And yeah, so that's what we've been up to. But so today, I thought, it's June. It's Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Yeah, and we're gonna hang flags, We already have some rainbow fairies on our porch. So we are just like, fuck it, let's talk about the sexuality spectrum because everyone's thinking about it and no one's fucking talking about it. And we're about to expose some of you guys because I'm done with this shit. Like, I'm done with the closetedness. I'm over it. Like,
stop living in denial.
Since it's your first time on my podcast, I want to ask you some like personal questions.
Oh wow. All right, let's do it.
Okay, how are you liking Arizona so far?
I love it. It's great. It really feels like La La Land. Like I feel like
musical?
No.
Is that not a musical?
Yes, but like in like this sense, like I feel like I'm like living in La La Land. Like I'm just like in like ditzy little paradise. It's awesome. Like I think it's crazy that I like drive down the street and there's like palm trees
And an In-N-Out burger.
No, I had those in Colorado.
Oh, okay, bye. You got the first one.
Yes.
Do you think like there's some fine women?
Honestly, to be honest, I really haven't left the house much besides
the Postino server. The Postino server was beautiful.
Really, I haven't been out of my house much besides my like workplace, and I'm like the youngest. You and me are like the youngest people
at our workplace.
Yeah, they kind of really go through our workplace. So I don't really know where I'd be picking up the chicks,
the baddies.
The chicks, yeah.
Okay, Harper. So to start off our podcast for Pride Month, I would like you to, in your own personal opinion, define what the sexuality spectrum like is.
Okay. To me, I see the sexuality spectrum as just wherever you fall along the lines of gay, straight, whatever in between or outwards of that. I don't know. I think that it's just like a very broad way to encompass the just like overall extent of the various sexualities and like expressions of that. And yeah, so I just think that
Google further identifies that the sexuality spectrum refers to the idea that people's sexual identities and orientations are complex and resist easy classification.
Facts.
And that's very true. Yeah. AI Overview says the sexuality spectrum is the idea that sexual identities and orientations are complex, can be easily organized, and it allows for a more fluid representation of sexual identity and provides a way to discuss sexuality in terms of many possibilities. Isn't that exciting?
Yes. Yeah. So it is
like it's so exciting.
A very just
like go fuck girl. Okay. So I think that we've always said, and me and many of my other girlfriends have like discussed this too, but when you're put on this earth, however you thought you got onto this earth, when you got here, people just innately assume that you're straight, usually,
right.
like, or, heterosexual based off your biological, like, or is that sex? Your biological sex at birth?
Yeah.
Yeah, sex. Like, your private part or whatever. Not a doctor, but like that's what people to myself. But no, like people just I said it to myself. People just like assume that you're heterosexual for what? I mean, like I genuinely asked one of my friends that like 2 or 3 years ago, and she was like, Marley, like obviously people assume that we are all heterosexuals.
Right. Like it's like our
because
not
of
even like
reproduction.
cultural. Like, yeah, like it's just like our
The
like
P and the V, like that's
yeah, like it's just
the
like our
birth, the
human
bee.
norm. Like that's just like innately kind of like what we expect. Which like part of that I think is because of like societal like you know
roles for
yes,
sure.
like influences, like yeah, like the way that like we just like have historically identified the like nuclear family, like the right and like the proper couple is like male and female. Like people sometimes from like religious backgrounds will talk about like Adam and Eve, not Adam and what is it?
It's
Adam
not-
and Steve.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
type of bullshit. Like
Even Eve.
right. But yeah, but also because like it really is like yeah, like just like the reproductive today, like I do get why that is like kind of the innate assumption to a certain
But it
extent,
also it's like
but-
as much as like I understand why it's the innate assumption, it shouldn't
Right.
be bad for people to choose otherwise.
right,
And people
but-
make it seem bad.
yes, yeah,
Some people, some groups of people. And yeah, then whenever I kind of grew up more into like my young adult self, but we've both been adults since we were like 3 years old. So, you know, whatever that accounts for. But when I really was like 17, 18, I feel like I started really questioning why it fucking matters, like a label or like just holding
Right.
yourself to one gender. I was like, wait, that's kind of just like stupid. Like I just didn't even ever think about being with a woman ever because I was just only with men. And I kind of was a serial dater. So I just kind of had boyfriend after boyfriend without time to even explore who I was or what I wanted and like even think if those qualities that I wanted like would be in a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I would just thought because society and like I guess kind of biology expects us to be heterosexual. So that's
Right.
kind of just what it was. Like most people, that's why there's so many late in life lesbians, I think.
yes. I always like described it as like I think that like my sexuality is like the least important part about myself because
Yes,
like
I
a
love
straight
that
person, like a heterosexual person, that is something that you don't even think about. Like when you're classifying someone that is straight, you never think to call them straight. Like if I were to like meet whatever one of my straight friends, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, she's so cute, whatever,
She's so
brown
straight.
hair, she's like 6'5" or 5'6".
6'5". Holy shit, she's huge. She's
like,
a unit.
brown hair, 5'6". Like, but like I would never be like heterosexual. Like, you know,
But people won't be
straight.
like, she's so straight, but they'll be like, he's so gay.
Right. But then like you
Like,
think
you
about
can't do
if
that.
you have like a quote unquote gay friend, you're like, oh my god, my like friend, like da 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 da, like yeah, she's gay, or like he's gay, or like oh my god, my
Like, who
gay
the fuck
aunt,
cares,
like
bro?
my gay aunt. Like it's just like weird that like we think it's necessary to specify it in a way that we don't with heterosexual. Like I would never be like, oh my god, my like straight mom, or like my straight sister.
Yes. Like who the fuck?
Yeah, like
and the thing is, you don't know. Like you could tell me that you're 100% straight and you could be fucking women. I wouldn't know. Or you could watch girl porn. I wouldn't know.
because, like,
You know what I'm fucking saying?
It doesn't matter.
Like
just,
no one knows. Like you could think
Right.
your parents are straight just because they're married to each other, but really your mom was a full lesbian before she met your father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like seriously, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what they were doing in college. And they, what's the quote that like every mom's like a lesbian in college or something, or
Yeah.
everyone like experiments. Like it doesn't count.
Everyone
in college.
experiments. Yeah, it doesn't count in college.
So you have previously kind of had a relationship with a woman.
Yeah.
So I have a question. When did you first kind of like discover? Because you were young, like you were
Yeah.
like 14 or something. So 15.
Yeah. Okay, so I was like, I would say that I started like slightly questioning when I was like 15, and I kind of just started being like but I kind of just started being like, I don't know, like I think that like I just like might be like interested in girls like a little bit like differently than like I don't know, everyone may be.
Okay. Wait, can I ask you a question off of that?
Yeah.
Okay, so like when did you first kind of discover that like from a societal perspective that like liking girls as a woman wasn't as like common?
Oh, well, like always.
Like you
I
think
mean,
you
like,
always knew? Like from the
yeah.
beginning?
Oh yeah.
I feel like socially when I was like a young kid, I didn't realize like gay. Like I was like, whatever, like who cares if someone's gay or straight? Like, you know, at a certain age, like I guess I realized why by the time I was in like 4th, 5th grade, I guess. But like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was naive to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that was just like something like I was conscious of just because like it was something that was like very like just like normal in my household and stuff. Like that was something that just like
That's great.
I don't know. Yes, like I just remember I don't know, my grandma just like loved to like recollect on like all her like old gay friends. And
That's
it would just
so
be like,
cute.
oh, my old gay friends. And so it was just like that was such like a
Your
normal like
Nino?
yes. So like nothing, I don't know, like yeah, like I obviously it was different. And like I would like see like in like movies and shows and stuff like gay people.
Right.
And so like I knew that it was different. But yeah, like never like bad. Like I was never like but I also like was raised like not like my parents specifically, but like all of my grandparents were like very religious.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was always kind of like very like that, you know.
Kind of like pressure.
Right. Or not like pressure per se, but just like a knowledge of like where like their beliefs like stood on those things. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just feel like I don't know like if you felt this because we've talked about it, like we talked about it on my aunt's podcast, how we think coming out like as like a social media trend was like so anti-progressive. Like it really like I think it thought it was progressive for its time, but it's just like why are you feeling the need to explain to the public that you like a certain type of person? Who the fuck cares? Like that is your personal business, like your sexual agenda.
Having a baby or like getting married or something, like
and you like, right. But also you don't need to tell people when you're pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to post any of that. So it's like but why do you feel the need to?
No, I know, but I mean in the sense that like I don't know, like that's like an announcement of like something exciting or whatever. Like this is like I don't know, it's just something like innate. Like I don't think it's anything that needs to be like just like drawn attention to at all.
Yes.
Like is what
because it shouldn't, like you said earlier, it's the least important part about yourself.
Right.
Like it does not need to have like its own announcement
right.
with like, you know, it's up forever. Like if you want it to be like, you know, like how when people say you post something on social media, it's out there forever. Like if a celebrity comes out, everyone knows. Like it's gonna be everywhere forever. Yeah. And it's just like
every time you Google that story for the rest of their life. Celebrity name, gay. Celebrity name,
gay.
Partner. Celebrity name is
sexuality.
Blank, name, blank, sexuality.
Yes. It's literally just like, and I've done it. Like I've looked people up, you know what I'm saying? Like, a million times. So I get it, but it's like at the same time, because I like fall into it sometimes. Like, you know, I get so interested. I'm like, wait, is she gay? And it's like, why do I care? But sometimes I'm just like, oh, she's fine. Like, I want to know.
Right.
But,
and like, I don't know. Like, I think it's almost like a little bit different for like gay people in the way that it's like a sense of like solidarity. Like, in like, like you're one of me. Like, not in like a probing kind of like, is she gay? Like an investigative.
No,
like,
right.
Looking for like, I don't know, like that like connection or something.
Yeah. And okay, I'm trying to figure out how to kind of like word this because I feel like you and I are both like we were raised pretty liberally, I would say. Yeah. And like for our time, for the country we live in and stuff, it is like progressive to a lot of other countries and such.
As obviously as it is now, and as much social change as we need in comparison to other areas of the world, especially right now, we are incredibly fortunate for our political climate.
Yes.
Again, as flawed as it is.
Yes, like definitely needs some work, but like a lot less than some other places. But anyway,
we were able to legalize gay marriage, and it was only 11 years ago.
Right, like it was a lot fucking more recent.
I saw like a few ones that was like Disney Frozen, like Disney's Frozen came out before gay marriage.
No, yes, that's awful.
Like Elsa,
that's so uncomfortable.
Elsa before gay marriage. But
that's
like
so
also like, but like where I was going with that was like, like it took us like that long to get legalized gay marriage. But there are also still places in this world that will like criminally like murder, like capital punishment.
Oh yeah,
for, like, gay people. So it's like, you know,
or just like, you know, don't have any fucking care for civilians, or any aid, you know.
Yes, we're able to both criticize the need for change in our own society while acknowledging
we are
privileged.
Like, yes, we're very
situations of the world.
But anyway, like just setting the stage, because otherwise this sounds kind of just like fucked up, I would say. But like I would say, because even as someone that's been just recently kind of more fluid and like experimental with my sexuality, and you were like, I would say more experimental a little bit earlier on than I was, obviously. Yeah. It's like, wouldn't you say that there was still kind of like this awkwardness and pressure, regardless of the fact that it is normalized? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's, I think like it's still like something you fucking like think about.
Oh yeah.
Even though in this day and age.
Like, it took me a really long time, like well into like knowing my own sexuality, like being in a relationship and stuff, like before like being comfortable like telling like my parents and stuff, even though I knew with every bone in my body that they would be nothing but like supportive and stuff, you know, and like knowing that like my friends and people around me would never judge me, but it is like,
and if they did judge you, like they weren't meant to be in your life,
like those are people I didn't want around me, but because it isn't the norm. Like, it's not the standard. And because there are still a lot of people that don't only like just not see it as the standard, but like still like see it like negatively and stuff, like it is really scary. And like I still like, I mean, like it makes me like, I don't even know, like I hate to say like nervous, but like it does, like meeting strangers and stuff, or just like being in like a public place, like and just like being like, oh, like mentioning a girl, or like being like, I'm
my partner,
or whatever, my partner,
girlfriend.
like something about my like sexuality. Like I'm like that just like makes
keep
me
that drill near you.
yeah. And I'm like, it shouldn't, because like I should be able to feel the same comfort level as someone being like my boyfriend, my husband.
Yes, you should.
Because everybody, like that's something that's like
and
so
gay
pinnacle.
marriage is legal.
Yes,
finally.
Pinnacle to like people like in like heterosexual relationships is like their partners and their relationships, and something that they talk about so freely, and that's beautiful, and that's something that we all should, because these are
everyone
partners,
deserves it,
right? And people that we love. But I feel like innately queer people have this sort of just innate
hesitation
fear. Hesitation to share it, because there is always still possibility of judgment, or like people just treating them differently or saying something, and it's just awful that like we still in this day and age feel that scrutiny.
No, like I was gonna say, like I said, like literally within the last year, I would say I became more like open about, because I've had a boyfriend up until really like a year ago. I was just always in relationships with men, which was like fine, but here I am now.
Like, I don't know. It's kind of like you don't know until you know.
Yeah,
and
I am still so young. Like I'm not even in my 20s. So, but no, I just didn't even think, honestly, that there would have been some of the reactions that there was, if I'm being honest. Like not from a lot of people, but like certain people, or like just randomly, some people would like disapprove every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like slightly, and it wouldn't always be direct or obvious. It would just be like kind of like, oh wait, like why did she say some weird shit about that? Why did she make a weird face? Why didn't she comment? Why didn't she, care? It's like some people are like, oh, how's your girlfriend? How's your partner? Whatever. And some people just don't care, like don't acknowledge it, like don't ask about it, but they ask about like heterosexual relationships with other people. I don't know. It's like you can kind of just see, and like obviously if you're friends with certain people, you can see what political posts they repost and what they like. And it's just like you can get a hint at the kind of politics someone keeps. Even if you don't know them that well. So then it is just kind of like scary, because I guarantee you, even if you protect your peace a lot and you could say that like 80% of your circle is like liberal and like progressive and supports you, 20% just like coworkers, outer family members, like not close friends, school friends. The 20% is like, probably doesn't align with you. And it's probably way more than that. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. I don't know if that was, did you get that analogy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, like an 80-20. Like some people are just your ops and you don't know.
Some people are just your ops.
You don't know that they have a different opinion about you deep down. But they're probably just closeted. Like it's internalized homophobia.
So I think that's always like really bothered me too. And I think that is like a really common reaction that I have experienced, and I'm sure that you have too, is that like, oh, like you don't look gay.
Oh yeah.
Or like
all the time.
Oh, like really? And I remember like I took like a social justice course my like freshman year, and we like talked about that. We were talking about just like stereotyping and like the way that like we kind of like expect like certain like groups of people to look, and like the way that like we do that with like gay people, and how we just like have this assumption of like, oh, the gay male is like always like very flamboyant. Yes, I'm fruity, and like hair done, nails done, makeup done, and like the like lesbian woman is like the butch like mask or whatever. And so that we just have these like really harsh like stereotypes that kind of just like minimize our ability to see the like total broad view of like the queer spectrum. But like talking about it like in this class, like I remember like saying that and being like, yeah, like I just like will get the like I just like mentioned something about like not being straight to like somebody that I like, don't know on like a personal level, and I'll just get the like, really, or like I would never guess that, or like you don't look like da da da.
I will literally get up and leave the room when someone says that. I'm like, they're so weird. Like even if you thought that, don't say it.
Yes.
Like don't fucking say it.
Right. Like I don't know, quote unquote like normal looking, just stereotypical like looking like
white girls.
Like pretty white girls. Like that doesn't like mean anything. Like I just like hate that assumption that like I don't know, there's a single look for somebody being gay.
Yes.
There's not a look for straight, But if I say
Right.
straight person, what you are gonna have no idea what I'm talking about. No idea what I'm talking
Yup.
about. I could be picturing any variation
But
of
then
the
you see
straight
gay,
male,
and
female.
it's like this fucking flamboyant ass guy
Yes.
with like a rainbow polo
Yes,
on and
something
tiny
incredibly
shorts, a speedo.
characterized is what it is.
Yes. Like
Characterizing.
fiction.
Yes.
like fictionalized character.
yes.
Yes.
Characterizing gay people, and I don't know.
It's fucked up. I don't know. It's kind of like crazy. I think the lengths people will go to like try to convince themselves that they're something that they're not. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just to keep a certain like social image or, you know, a perspective of them upheld.
Right.
It's like, but they're like so unhappy, or they're like
Right.
cheating on one another, or they're each other's beards. That
Yes.
shit's so upsetting. I'm like, life is too short. And I don't know. It's also just like 2024.
Right. And that there are so many people that are still going to spend the next 20 years married to their heterosexual partner,
Ugh.
having children, and living in a white picket fence, and are gay the whole time. Like,
That's
and
so
are
upsetting.
cheating on the side. Like, and I'm just like, it just breaks my heart that like we still don't allow people to live their authentic self.
What's your opinion on the phrase? I'm trying to think of how to word this. Like, do you believe or agree and affirm the phrase that you don't know until you try?
Hold on.
Like
Let me
how-
think about that. No, I don't. Wait, now that no.
Of the day.
Yeah, question of the day, you don't know until you try. No. I think that when you're a gay kid, you know. Like you just like know.
When you know.
Yeah, like when you know,
Margaret.
Like, yeah. Like I hate that because people say that only with gay people too. Especially gay kids. Like I don't know, like somebody will come out at like 15, 16, 17 and oh my god, you're too young to know. No, you don't even know if you like boys. Okay, well, like you would never say that to a straight person. Like a straight person, like having a boyfriend, you would never be like, like you're too young, like to know that like you want to be heterosexual. You know what I mean?
But like, what's your opinion on you? Like on the gay end, like you don't know that you're like straight because you haven't experimented with like the same sex type shit.
Oh,
Because you know how people like say that sometimes. Because it's like people will just like say they're not into girls because they've never been with a girl. Like they don't really know, you know?
I don't know. I don't really think I still agree. But like I think like I don't know. Like but like at some point, like if you're gonna experiment with a girl, if you are like, you don't know until you know, like that you gotta experiment. Like that's knowing. Like that enough is knowing. Like that's like what I hate. Like
Yes.
Like I just like experimented a few times. Like okay, if you experimented like straight up experimented, yes, you one time you whatever kissed a girl one time, you kissed a dude, and you were like, nope, not for me. That's true experimenting.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Gold
you're
star.
straight. Okay.
Cool.
Totally cool. If you're quote unquote experimenting is you just like had a phase or like certain periods of your life, right? Like a few times that you have like been with the same gender, like that's not experimentation. Like you just like are 100% straight.
Yeah.
Like the thing is that like straight people don't experiment. Like
right.
when
straight people are like uncomfortably straight.
Right. Like if you
like
know,
you know a straight person.
Yes. Like if you know that you're not, like if I knew 100% that I was not attracted to a woman, like I would know 100% that I was not attracted to a
Right.
woman.
Like you wouldn't be
like,
questioning it and thinking
right.
about
Like
it.
yes. Like there's no like questioning or like room for possibility for like straight people. I think
This was a common thing, at least in high school, that I observed a lot. And like in middle school, and I think it's still a thing. Like, you know, with our like brothers' generations, like just younger kids, like younger teens.
Like, why is homophobia like back on?
Okay, no, I was literally gonna say, like, why do you think people, mainly men, are so fast to like defend themselves over like gay allegations? Like, men get so mad to be like called gay, and why does everyone like men? I feel like they want to be seen as straight so bad, and it's like, what is up with it? Like, I think it's weird, and like some people, like the artsy like theater boys, like they're fine with it, but that's probably because they're bi.
Right. To be honest, I think that there's a part of it that is just like the straight man is just so uncomfortable with like the gay man, but I also think that like intersectionally speaking, like a part of it is that like the straight man is so afraid to appear feminine, and that like straight men like see gay men as like feminine and like less than, like not like, well, not all, but like, you know, like the ones that like we're talking about, the ones that are like so quick to defend themselves and are gonna be like shitty about like being accused gay. Right. Yeah. Like the POS ones, like but I think partially why these like hyper masculine straight men are so quick to defend themselves is because they are, just so terrified to be perceived as feminine and like perceive gay men as, like feminine, like less than, and like womanly and stuff. And I think that like there's nothing that like the like straight man, like the true like fucked up like like alpha man like fears less than like, or like more than like being like feminine, you know?
Okay,
like,
but like, okay, can I ask you, because
like,
obviously,
you know, like straight men don't view gay women the same way they do gay men. Like,
yeah, but like that's hot.
Yes,
like,
they fetishize.
Yes,
they fetishize gay women because that's hot, and like, oh my god, like women.
Like,
they
I'm trying
are horrible and derogatory towards gay men.
But don't you have to admit that a decent percentage of them are just gay? And they've internalized it, because why are you so fucking scared of a gay guy that's confident?
I'm not gonna say a decent. I'm gonna say that there are there are some people that are repressed, and that like their hatred is a reflection of their own inner turmoil. But I do just unfortunately think that a lot of it is just like there are still so many people in this world, and like in I know countries and like close to us even, that like really like don't feel okay about like gay people, and like it's fucked up, but
it's fucking insane. Like, I'm like, what is this, 1930?
I know.
Like, oh my god. Not to mention, I'm so uncomfortable with how not long ago slavery was.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I was doing like a history project, I was like, holy shit. Like, I was just doing some timeline, and I was like, wait, why was that like 19 something?
It was like, not like really
like the 20s and shit. Like, that's awful, wasn't it?
No, it was like the 1800s. Are you sure? Like third generation out. We're the third generation out from.
Ew.
Probably.
We're like we're like dinosaurs.
We're the third generation out from probably like the American Civil Rights era, like the 50s, like Jim Crow era.
I feel like this question I'm about to ask you is a pretty obvious like answer, but I've seen a lot about it on like social media, so I just want to like, I don't know, like get your like master opinion on it. Like, I kind of just want you to speak on it.
Okay.
I kind of already know what your opinion's gonna be, but I've like seen a lot of women. Like, do you know the TikToker Tara's World?
I want to be in the. And I was like, no, like I'm gonna be in the pit. That
yes,
girl?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the freckles.
And
like fake tan and skinny.
Yeah. Wait, pull her up. Okay. I'm pretty sure. About Harry Styles, and she was like, and I was like, no, like I'm finna be in the pit. Yeah. On her ass.
Okay, like she's one of them. But anyway, women like her, bro. Okay. She used to post all this content on TikTok like around a year ago or so, maybe more than that. Because now she has like some man. But she used to post how she loved to hook up and make out with women, but she is not bisexual. She is not lesbian. She's not gay. She's not queer. She's nothing, bro. She's like straight. She's into men. She only dates men, but she just loves to hook up with women, and like would talk about it on a TikTok. Like, would make just like a 3-minute TikTok.
Like,
talking
okay,
about it.
You're either one, lying. Yeah,
I think she's just a narcissist.
Two, a sex addict. like
no, 100.
Like, what do you mean? Like, you're not even attracted to them, but you're just like hooking up with them. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, that's fucking weird. But also, like, yeah, you're gay, because if you were really straight, like, you would be so uncomfortable. Like, a straight person, I know, would just be so uncomfortable consistently hooking up with a woman if they weren't. Right.
Like, why are you coming for a woman if you're not into women?
Like, why?
That's weird. But that's a thing people fucking say, and it's like, what are you saying?
No, I'm like, you're either weird. You either do it for attention, or, which I think is a lot of it too. I think that girls know that men think
it's hot.
That it's hot. So we'll be like, oh my god, I like love to kiss my girlfriend.
Ew.
Like, so that's I think part of it. And I think a part of it is just like, you're just fucking weird. Like, and you're lying. Like, you either like this, or you're just like a weirdo. Like, continuously doing it. Like,
yep. It's, I don't know. It just amazes me that we're in 2024 and some people are still so fucking like just like closeted. I don't know. Like, I feel like also so many people are each other's beards, and it's like, what is the point? Like, go be with the person you love. And like, I know some people say it's not that easy, or like your family will disapprove, or like, you know, they'll disown you or something. Fuck them, bro. Honestly, fuck them. I will talk all day about how like blood is not thicker than whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
like
but
what
also
that phrase is.
I do get why a lot of people delay coming out because of their family. Like it really is. Like there are still, like I was saying,
No, I'm delaying it like when you're
people,
living with them.
yeah, like in like, or not even like living with them, but just like I get it. Like in this like world and stuff, and like I have already said that, but like that are really like really against gay people still, and that would like do and say like horrible things to, like their children and stuff are like coming out. And so like I really get like that there are some people that like would really like rather like wait out saying anything to like stay connected and stuff with their family. And so like I can't criticize that, and like I can't like, I don't know, like feel like, I don't know, they just like should come out, because like I get it for like some circumstances and stuff. Like if you really like are able to just like cut off contact and stuff with your family, and like you are like fine with that. But I don't know, like I get it from both sides. But yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like I don't think it's like a huge part of your personality, but I think it's a big part of your life. Like,
yes,
it's
it's a part of your identity.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't know. It's just like, I get it when you are needing your family, like at times where you need your family and where you're living with them, especially because I've heard about like awful stories where a kid got kicked out because someone like outed them or something.
Yeah.
And then their parents just like threw them out on the street at like 14. Like I've heard like awful,
yeah,
like crime stories, and that's hideous. But it's like, if you're like grown and on your own and you're just like, it's obviously, if it's some deadly shit, like, no, obviously you shouldn't come out if you think your uncle's going to kill you or something.
yeah, but even
but
so,
like,
like,
I don't know. I just think you need to like love the people you love and shit. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
It's
but
like,
I think like in those situations, like a lot of people will like simultaneously like live their like authentic lives, but then just not tell their family. And I think that that is a very like respectable balance. Like I will never like shame a person for like if they don't think that their family would accept them, or that they would like keep talking to them or like love them, and like their family is like important to them, for knowing that they were gay and that they like, you know, live out and stuff their like lives as like a gay person, but then like don't tell their family. Like I think that that is completely fine. Like you should be able to like, unfortunately, like it's unfortunate that like you can't have those lives and stuff coexist, but that you should be able to have them if you want. Like I know, like I don't know, like my sister and like her husband are like really good friends with someone who like I drove him to the airport like after their wedding, and we just like talked about like how he like his parents and stuff like know that he's gay, but like never acknowledge it, and like never like ask about. Yes, but he's like, honestly, but like I'm okay with that because it took them long enough to like even like be okay with me being gay. So he's like, like it's okay for me to separate, like, you know, like whatever. So I'm just like, it's sad, like it's fucked up, but yeah.
That's like an interesting perspective, because at the same time, I feel like a lot of partners in gay relationships, if one of them has a more like progressive family or something, I don't know. I feel like I've just seen this a lot in TV, movies, and like I've heard about it in real life, how people will be like mad if you don't like if you're not out to your family, like if you're not like introducing them and stuff, like, you know.
I think that's fucked up.
But you like know what I'm talking about? Like I feel like it happens. Like people are like, oh, like you won't tell your parents about us, like your mom's not okay with us. Like,
no, it does. Yeah, no, I don't think that that's okay, because I mean, people obviously have their reasons. Like they aren't gonna not tell their family or tell the people that like they're living with or they're taking care of for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if they felt comfortable and they felt safe, then they would.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't think it's fair to judge your partner for that, or feel like, I don't know, use that as an ultimatum, or that like, I don't know, it's something like negative like against your relationship. Yeah.
And then I feel like that begs the bigger question, like, why can't they tell? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what home are they living in? Like, what's that relationship kind of is the bigger issue than, you know, who they're dating. Because at the end of the day, like we said, it's not a huge fucking deal.
Right.
Like it shouldn't be a huge fucking deal to have to label yourself. And I feel like everyone, like you and I, even recently in the last few days, have just got asked like, oh, so what? Like, are you gay? Are you bi? Like, whatever. Yes. And it's like we've been asked like what, twice last week if we're fucking or something. We like have
explicitly
friends
word for word. So you guys can't. You guys make out. Like, leave us alone.
Like, you are weird. Like, also just like what? Like, I don't know. People are so odd, but yeah, it's just like none of your business type shit. But like also no. But like, I don't know. It's just, it kind of also shows the heterosexuality shining through when they're like, oh, these women that also like men, but like they do like women.
Right.
They like live together, so they must be
They
fucking.
have to be.
They have to be
Right.
hooking up. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's ridiculous. I don't know. It just, some people are real stupid. They just are. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to go smoke and then hit the hay. So thank you for joining us. Happy Pride Month
Happy Pride.
those who celebrate. Even if you're not queer, you should still like make a cute cake.
Everyone should celebrate, because even if you're not gay,
the whole month,
I guarantee that somebody you know and love is.
Even if they're closeted.
Yeah. Send a happy gay to all of your gay friends.
Have a happy gay.
Yeah, have a happy gay, you guys. Yeah, actually, really quick, I want to plug a few favorite artists for Pride Month. So first of all,
your favorites:
Chappell Roan, obviously.
Illy Chappell Roan.
Renee Rapp.
Illy.
So yeah. Claro, her new album coming out. Bicon.
When does it come?
No, pretty soon.
Wait, Claro's a Bicon?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
We hope you liked our content, and hit subscribe or follow, whatever it says on your app of choice, to tune in for kind of weekly podcasts with me. Woo! Have a great day. Be kind and hug your gay neighbor and bake them a rainbow cake because it's Pride Month.